Well, hello everyone, Texie88 here and welcome to another review. And now I'm taking a look at Universal Soldier for the MegaDrive, or Genesis if you're in the United States. It's Universal Soldier is a film that starred Dolph Lundgren and Jean-Claude Van Damme, who are soldiers killed in the line of duty, who are basically brought back as cyborgs for routine operations. And as a it's not a bad film actually, but this game came out in 1992. And I'm wondering what it's going to be like. That looks familiar. Yeah. Yes, this isn't looking familiar at all, is it? Oh. Yeah. Any long-standing viewers of my channel, and especially those who are fans of the Commodore Amiga in particular, this will start to look rather familiar. And even the music's startlingly similar. And that surround weapon, what does all this remind you of, eh? And the way that screen uncovers as you start another life. Yeah, and these things I'm collecting now look familiar as well. Oh, damn it. Yeah. Oh, that's a bit of a beginner's trap, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to avoid that. And even my exit marker is looking familiar. Level passwords, so that's one thing it has over its inspiration. Oh, come on. Yeah, it's even starting to look even more familiar now. This music's clearly desert rocks. Yeah, even those enemies of ringing bells. Yep. Fans of a certain game called Turrican 2, The Final Fight, will realise that, save for that bit I've just done, this is effectively exactly the same game as that. They've changed the main sprite so it's one of the Unisouls, which is what in the film they called those. Oh God! What they called the characters, such as those played by Dolph Lundgren and Jean-Claude Van Damme in the film. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, this is just Turrican 2 with the Universal Soldier license attached to it. It would be really. This bit's... No. I'll play a bit longer. But that music is clearly Chris Hughes-Beck's Desert Rocks, which was in the very first level of Turrican 2. I mean, how cynical is that? Couldn't they have even come up with a proper unique game and not just reskin a classic Amiga title? I mean, I know from what I can make out, the first Turrican actually came out on the Commodore 64 first. I mean, there's not even a proper death animation for the main sprite when he loses a life. What's that all about? This is cynical, isn't it? Weapons are the same as in Turrican 2. The way you can turn into that whirligig thing is also the same as in Turrican 2. And even the surround weapon is identical. It's basically Turrican 2 with the Universal Soldier license slapped on it and some tweaks here and there to make it a bit relevant to the game. To the film it's supposedly based on. And I have to say, the music doesn't sound as good as it does in the Amiga version of Turrican 2 either. I mean, oh, this is a bit different. They've changed that into a... I'm presuming that's Dolph Lundgren's character, and I'm supposedly because it was just a mecha robot in the original Turrican 2. But apart from that, it's behaving exactly the same way. Yeah. See, why didn't they even have sound effect when you die? Nah, I'm not massively impressed with this. It's just far too obviously Turrican 2 with a bit slightly jigged to make it relevant to the Universal Soldier film. And it doesn't really convince. I mean, nothing like this happens in the film. Nothing. And I'm actually quite shocked that this even happened. I mean, it's not quite as shocking as what happened when US Gold decided to reskin Arctic's World Cup football. Because at least this is a reskin of a pretty good game. That wasn't. That was a reskin of a pretty poor game, even for its time. But this just has absolutely nothing to do with the Universal Soldier. And the speech samples aren't as crisp as they are in the Amiga version either. remember this music, although this level's not in the Turrican 2. So it isn't a complete reskin, but that previous level was pretty much the same as what you saw in the very first stage in Turrican 2. Yeah. Why did they do that? Did they not have the time or the resources to come up with something that's actually more relevant to Universal Soldier? Maybe it's another case of them having cost, the license having cost so much that there simply wasn't the budget to do anything massively substantial that was somewhat more original. Oh God, I can't get on there. Ugh. Another thing I don't like, you have to press up to jump in this. Now that's not that surprising on 8-bit computer systems, but this is a MegaDrive we're talking about, which uses a controller with 3 buttons. Oh no, there is a way of pressing the button. I was just pressing the wrong one. I thought I tried that button earlier and it didn't do anything, but no, I take that back. You can press a button to jump. Thank God for that. Yeah. Oh, jump. Jump. Oh, for goodness sake. I mean, even the sound effect it plays when you respawn is exactly the same as... Oh, man. Oh, no. Now I've got to go all the way back up there again. Oh, God. I don't think the levels are as well designed as they are in the proper Turrican 2 either. So no. Oh, this music just... Oh, no. See what I mean? The levels just aren't as well designed as they are in the actual Turrican 2. Oh, what? See, look, you fall straight onto a baddie and die. That is not good game design. See, that didn't even have an exit marker. That's even better, do them. Oh God, another level that seems to have been lifted from Turrican 2. Yeah, I think I'm going to wind up the review here. I think I've seen enough, and I've been playing for nearly 15 minutes. So that's Universal Soldier for the Sega Mega Drive, or Genesis if you're in the United States. essentially it's a slight rejig and reskin of Turrican 2, The Final Fight. Personally, if you're going to play a game like this, I'd recommend you play the original Turrican 2, The Final Fight. It just doesn't have that slapped on license feel to it, which this clearly has, and it's a genuinely better designed game all round. So graphics are okay. I wouldn't say they made great use of the MegaDrive's colour palette though, and the main sprite being made to look like a Unisol. I don't think it's been particularly well designed. The animation is basically the same as in Turrican, as Bren Maguire in Turrican 2, so it would have been a bit of a disaster if they'd fluffed that up as well, which luckily they didn't. But yeah, the graphics were a bit meh, simply because in most cases they've been lifted from the earlier game, and they have zilcho to do with the Universal Soldier film. Now, in terms of Cobra not having anything to do with the film, on the spectrum, it wasn't so bad, but because that was actually, even though it's reportedly had absolutely the soddles do the film, at least it was a pretty decent game. This is just an empty reskin with some additional bits that aren't very well designed. So then it just. The sound effects are a little bit muddy, and the music even more so. And there's not even a sound effect when you die. It's just deathly silent. So, gameplay though. It's all right, but I still say that some levels are not very well. Some levels that are unique to this and not very well designed. They managed to turn a pretty classic game into something that's a little bit disappointing by comparison. So yeah, I'm going to give Universal Soldier for the MegaDrive 7 out of 10. I mean, it's an okay game. It's just that if you played Turrican 2, then not only are you going to realise just how similar it is to that, but even though this has some additional bits that aren't in that, you're honestly going to. I'm pretty sure you're going to think that Turrican 2 is a genuinely better game in its own right, and it is really. Yeah. So 7 out of 10 for Universal Soldier on the MegaDrive. Hope you enjoyed that review. Catch you on another one soon. Texie88 out.